Have you ever wondered what depression feels like? Depression is more than just having a bad day or week. Depression is a mood disorder that causes constant feeling of sadness, emptiness, and loss of interest. Because it affects one mentally, socially, and physically, it becomes hard for people to understand how it feels like. To try describe what it feels like and give you a better perspective, here is how people experience depression in their day-to-day life. Number 1. Low self-esteem. Do you compare yourself with online models? Even people with depression experience the same, but on an extensive note, and goes deeper. They may see people around them are doing well, and their failure is self-made. Of course that's not true, because depression is not anyone's fault. So stop comparing yourself with social media influencers. Instead, you can just identify with them. Number 2. Unhealthy sleep patterns. You were nervous, anticipating that new venture the next day? Many people with depression face this on a daily basis. Depression links to anxiety and insomnia, both make it hard for them to get sleep. They could also sleep in excess, since it acts as a way of escaping stress. And by the way, a healthy sleeping pattern is essential for your physical and mental health. And without that you are likely to feel exhausted. Number 3. Hopelessness. Do you ever feel like things will never get better? Everyone can think of a time they felt hopeless, but people with depression feels like nothing will ever get better. And they are even hopeless on everything, including themselves, and think they will never learn to cope. This constant state of hopelessness can leave them exhausted. Number 4. Poor eating behaviors. Do you ever eat because you are lonely, sad, or bored, even though you are not hungry? People with depression may use food as a coping mechanism. They may eat in excess as a coping mechanism, to help them distract themselves, or to avoid feeling numb. They might also undereat. They may feel uninterested, and feel like all foods are not appetizing. At this point avoid criticizing, instead, listen to them, why they are not eating, and understand it's not a quick fix matter. Number 5. Waking up exhausted and drained. Have you ever slept late and woke up feeling tired? Imagine, but not daily. Oftenly, irregardless of the amount of sleep, people with depression wake up without energy. This makes it hard for them to wake up and go on with daily life. To people who are not depressed, this is automatic. Depression appears as a virtual weight that brings you down everywhere you go. You may not be able to see it, but it's always present, making life more harder. And number 6. Physical pain. Imagine the worst pain you've ever had. Imagine having to experience it once or even twice a week. While many people think there is no relationship between physical and mental health, the truth is, we can't separate them. Example, people suffering from depression are prone to body pains, headache, muscle tension, and even nausea. While it's hard to understand how depression feels like, you may be able to relate it to physical pain and empathize with them. Did this episode help you understand how depression feels like? You can also help someone understand using tips provided here, and don't forget to subscribe and share.